All right, what's up? What's up? What's up? Let me actually go ahead and share my screen here. Let me know if you guys can hear me okay. I just want to make sure that my microphone and everything is all right. I'm actually going to be using my speakers here. All right, great, 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 great. Just give me 1 second here, guys. This is our first live stream, so it's going to be a lot of fun. Drew says, sup. Hey, what's up, Drew? Okay. Let me just pull up notes here. Get you guys going. Okay. We're going to learn a lot about NFTs today. And the title is How I Flipped 40K in 7 days. All right, who do we have on? We have Matthew, we have John. How are you guys doing? We're gonna have a lot of people jump on here in a second. I had to change the link just because we had some technical difficulties with our previous link. So I do apologize about that. Are you guys excited? Type in excited in the box if you guys are pumped, excited, ready to go. We're gonna start in just a few more minutes. I know we mentioned 12 o'clock, and because of the technical issues, I just wanted to make sure we start earlier so this live stream could actually work. All right. Cool. Hey, great day. Yeah. Bunny, how'd you all? Awesome. Good seeing you, Bunny. All right. So guys, if you haven't yet, go into our Discord, jump into our Discord. I'm going to post a link down below on the YouTube as well on how you can join our Discord. I'm going to be posting alpha calls and also like strategies and NFT techniques, and also the projects that I'm going to be buying into as well as we go along on this chat. But once we do have our NFTs launch, which is on May 1st, I'm actually going to be closing the general chat for alpha calls. It's going to be still open, but I'm gonna take that conversation and bring it over to our alpha group, which is for our holders only of our NFTs. So you guys are getting a little preview of what's happening here as well. And also these YouTube lives are it's going to be for our alpha group as well. We're going to do only these private YouTube lives for our alpha group. So you guys are getting a sneak preview of what our alpha groups are going to look like. Pretty much you guys already seen the software in action that we've already built to research NFTs and things like that. So it's going to be a lot of fun. From Argentina, Ignacio, good to see you. All right. Yeah, so we're going to start in 5 more minutes, guys. So just hang tight. I know there's a whole bunch of people that are just going to be jumping on here in our live stream. So hang tight and we'll get right into it. Okay, we have Angelica. Cool. Bunny Smith, looking forward. All right, guys. Tell me, guys, put in the chat. How many of you guys, like, how long have you guys been in NFTs? So let me ask you this, right? How long have you been in NFTs? I just want to know. I just want to see, like, I want to pull the room here a second and see what you guys are doing in the NFT space. I know we have some beginners, we have some advanced people, we have some intermediate people. So tell me, guys, how long have you been in NFTs? How many months? How many weeks? How many years? Right? Philippine represent. Hey, what's up, Drew? Cool. Yeah, I was just in the Philippines a few months ago, actually, and we're gonna go back in June. We're gonna be there for like 3 months, so it's gonna be a lot of fun. Actually, not just Philippines, but like other countries as well. So it's gonna be a lot of fun. I love the Philippines. 4 years. Wow, Matthew, awesome. So we've got some advanced people here. So Leonard says, Leonard says 2 months. All right, 2 months. Ignacio says just arriving. Yeah, no worries. So good to have you on. That's good to know. All right, so we're gonna start here in a second, guys. 4 more minutes, and then we'll get going. All right. So yeah, that's the first question I have for you guys. How long have you been in NFTs? Now, the next question is this: how have you made money or lost money in NFTs? Tell me, guys. Put it in the chat box. Have you made money or have you lost money in NFTs? Tell me in the chat box. All right. So I know this is kind of delayed, so I'm just going to be reading the chats as it goes on. Yeah, and we're going to get started once again in 3 more minutes, but this is kind of like just a little preview of what's happening here. So tell me, guys, put it in the chat box. Have you made money or have you lost money in NFTs? It's okay. Be honest. I mean, I've lost money in NFTs. You know, everyone has, and I've also made a lot of money. But how I made money in NFTs was I had to learn the process. I had to learn how they all work, right? So when I initially started investing in NFTs, like I was buying a lot of crap. Like when I started, basically like I was buying a lot of crap, right? And I didn't know what to buy. And basically like I was uneducated and eventually lost a lot of money. This one NFT I was about to buy, I was very, very like, I was really like surprised at what they were doing. And I was like a newbie at it, right? And I told my business partner at the time, I was like, hey, I'm gonna spend like 10 grand on this because I just made a whole bunch of money on meme coins. And this was like in October. And I told him, I was like, I'm gonna spend a whole bunch of money on this. And I told him I'm gonna spend 10K. But luckily, it was like I had like some problems with the transfer and everything else. It was that time when like AVAX had problems with like crypto and crypto.com, and it took a while to transfer the money. And so luckily I didn't, and that saved me a lot of money. So imagine, you know, a lot of new people coming into this space, they don't know what to do. They're spending money on a bunch of crap NFTs and they're losing money. Some of them might even get rugged and scammed, right? I've literally like probably this year alone, I've probably like almost like $50,000 in rugs, like literal rugs, like where I couldn't pull my money out from like some of these tokens and stuff like that. So it's a scary world. I mean, it's a really scary world, especially if you don't know what you're doing. It could be really, really scary. So I'm sure you guys are here because you want to learn more about NFTs. You want to learn more about how all of this works. You want to make more money. You want to be more profitable, right? And that's the goal. So what I'm going to share with you guys today is pretty much how to become more profitable in this space. Cool. Yeah. Evan's like my idol. All right. So Matthew, yeah, both made money, lost money. Drew, awesome. Gain so far. That's really good. Bunny Smith says 6 months. Okay. Can't call it a loss. It was a free mint. Hey, there you go. I mean, free mints, you know, free mints are also good too. Bunny Smith said, started wanting to be an NFT artist and I found I needed to start from the ground. Yeah. I mean, it's hard. I mean, you know, people are saying that, oh, you know, NFTs are making every artist out there in the world a lot of money. That's not the case. You also have to have marketing in this as well. Like you can't just be an artist and all of a sudden you make millions of dollars, like what you see on the news, right? There's also a lot of marketing involved behind this as well. And these are some of the things that people are not telling you about. But these are some of the things that I had to learn myself personally and learn the hard way as well. Yeah, absolutely. Cool. Give me 1 second, guys. Let me just do this. I'm going to close out some of my chats here. All right, cool. So let's get started, guys. It's 12 o'clock. I hope you guys are excited. You guys are pumped. You guys ready? Type in pumped and excited in the box if you guys are excited, ready to go. So far we have a lot of people on right now. We've got 35 people watching right now, and we just got started. So I know we're going to have a lot more on here, a lot more people jumping on. So yeah. So here's what we're going to do today, guys. Okay. So here's the agenda for today. And I whenever I do a webinar or live stream, I like to have an agenda, a plan. So the agenda for today is number 1, how I flipped 5K into 40K in just 7 days. So that's the first thing I want to talk to you guys about. Okay. The second thing is I want to talk to you about basically how to find early projects in NFTs, early NFT projects. Okay. And number 3, how to differentiate the good projects versus the bad projects, right? The good and the bad. Okay. Yeah, everyone's pumped. We have Alyssa here. We have Dana. We have Leonard pumped. Cam says, let's bucking go. Yeah, this is the Bucks, right? We've got Paul here pumped. Angel is pumped. All right, guys. So these are the three things I want to talk to you guys about today. Okay. Hope you guys are excited because I am excited to sharing with you guys what I've learned throughout my journey here with NFTs and everything else like that. So the first thing I want to do is I want to share with you guys how I flipped 5K and 40K to 40K in just 7 days. Now, this isn't my first play. I've had 4 of these this past week alone, and so I think I didn't do all the math. Like I have the math that I'm actually doing on a spreadsheet, and I'm gonna get you guys that spreadsheet, and I'm gonna post it on Twitter and show you guys exactly what that looks like in terms of what I did in profits this week. And I'm going to share with you guys all of these things. Now, you guys know Buck NFT is a project that we are coming out with on May 1st. So if you guys aren't whitelisted yet, go ahead and get yourself whitelisted right now on there because they're going to go fast. And once we hit 1,000 whitelists, there's going to be no more whitelists for that portion, right? So go ahead and get yourself whitelisted on there. We're going to be launching on May 1st. And the thing about Bucks, so I'm just going to give you guys a real quick intro about Bucks. Buck NFT is created for to become the main thing is a mastermind, right? It's a mastermind where we get to share our knowledge, our information on how to become better NFT traders and also crypto traders. So I've had another mastermind as well before this, and so it was very successful. And now we're taking it into the Buck NFT space, so that we can grow much quicker, much faster. So as a Buck NFT holder, you get access to this mastermind and joining other ranks of other students that are doing really well in the space. You've seen some screenshots of students making $19,000, $8,000, a few $100 here and there. And so those are students that were beginners. Now they're like really good at this stuff, right? I've even shown in my mastermind how I flipped $2,800 into $145,000 with one trade as well. So you're going to get to see all of those things and also gain access to the videos as well. So inside the mastermind, we have recorded videos. We have right now about 18 of those videos, 18 times 2 hours each. So currently that's where it's at. And we also do plus weekly live webinar sessions, right? So this is what's going to happen as a Buck NFT holder. This is what you guys are going to get. The other thing is we've also created a software, and you guys have seen this software in our demos. So if you haven't, go check out our channel. But you've seen our software, which includes basically the NFT research software, where you get to see basically all of the tokens and NFTs that whales are buying. So this was a problem that I had as an NFT trader. And so I decided to, with my partner and I, Ricky, we decided to build this freaking software so we can make better trades, faster trades, and make more money, right? So this is what we do here with the software, NFT plus token research. And another feature of being a Buck NFT holder is we also have a whitelist for launch pads in the future. And we're going to also do airdrops for our second NFT, which is going to be kind of like this. It looks like a 3D Landers doodles for Bucks. So that's going to be airdrop for free for NFT holders. More details to be announced. Okay. And then E, we're also going to be, this is way later down the road, but we're going to be doing our Buck tokens plus staking and airdrop. So it's going to be a lot of cool things that we're doing in our ecosystem here. We're just getting started and we are doxed. So we're not going anywhere. We're not going to rug you guys. You know, we've been doing this for many years. So a little bit about myself. I've basically came from the space of e-commerce and business. So I currently own multiple businesses in the digital space. You guys can Google me, Teo Vanyo, and you can see exactly what it is. I'm the CEO of a company called Stealth Agents, which is a virtual assistant company out in the Philippines. We have over 600 people right now in there, and we're constantly growing every single week. we're constantly hiring and we're constantly getting new people in there. So the reason why I created this project, this NFT project, is so that I can help those people that are stuck in the very beginning stages and even intermediate stages of their NFT experience. So a lot of my friends, they're like, hey, Teo, you know, I see you're making money with these NFTs. Like, how do I get into it? How do I make money with it? I want to know too. I've actually, like, even my parents, like, the thing about crypto and NFTs, like, I love it so much that I've actually helped my parents make money, right? So this is like, I'm telling you guys, when I say this, I don't say it lightly, but we plan on creating the world's biggest NFT and token educational platform. So in the past, I had an educational platform in the e-commerce space as well. We handled over 20,000 students, and so we did very well with that. And so as a Buck NFT holder, this is what we plan on doing as well. We're not going anywhere. We're just going to keep building and building and building. And what does that mean? I mean, it could mean anything for the Buck NFTs. Like, it could go up or down, but you decide, you know, what you think may happen. I can't control that. It's all based on the community. And none of this is financial advice. Once again, disclaimer, none of this is financial advice. Do your own research. But as always, what we're trying to do here in our community is we're trying to help and give back to everyone that wants to learn how to become better NFT traders and better crypto traders, all in all. So I hope you guys are excited. Let's get going. Let's get pumped. Come on, guys. Put in the chat box. I am pumped. I'm excited. Yeah, I see the chats right here. I see you guys. Jobert says best community ever. Frank says, how do we get whitelisted? So go into our Discord and go ahead and create a ticket. We have people jumping in like every single minute here, guys. Like, it's crazy. Like, we've got people like from all over different spaces, different NFTs. We're getting people in like every single, like, you can see right here. Like, this thing is going to pop next week. When we start our big marketing and our collaborations, like, the whitelists are going to be gone. So you guys are pretty much early right here. What's my thoughts on Kill Bears? I'm going to go over like all these different NFTs here. Don't worry, guys. But like, this thing is going to pop, right? And so if you guys are seeing the picture, you're seeing what's happening in this space, and you're seeing the legitimate projects. Like, we're building a legitimate project. You're seeing my face right now. I'm telling you my full name. We're fully doxxed. We've been around for many years, and we're here to help you guys become better NFT traders, right? And even crypto traders in general. So guys, yeah, Neo's like jumping. Angelica's like LFG, let's go. Laszlo's like super pumped. John right here says, let's go. We have 9 says pumped. Evan says they're pumped. Dark Chris is pumped. Awesome, guys. We've got a lot of people on our live right now. So this is really good. This is really cool. Cam says pumped. All right, cool, guys. So let's get started. All right. So the first thing that I want to do, so now you guys know what Buck NFTs are and what it means to be a holder. This is what we're doing. It's just the very beginning. So our first NFT, once again, that's just our genesis. You're going to get airdropped the second NFT. So the second NFT, I can 100% promise you guys that the second NFT is going to be super freaking hot. So the reason why we're doing pixels for our first one is because we're going to eventually upgrade our Bucks. So it's going to go from pixelated to these 2D doodles. And then from the 2D doodles, we're going to have our 3D version. And then from our 3D version, we're going to have our animated version. So there's going to be 4 sets of NFTs that we're going to be launching. And every single one of them, if you're holding, you're going to get airdropped the second set as well. More details to be announced. But basically, if you hold a certain amount, then the second set, you get airdropped a certain amount as well. So that's going to happen for our next one, which we're probably going to be launching in the next few months. But as we're building this community up, we're getting more and more momentum. We're getting more people into the door. You're going to see that this community is just going to grow and grow and grow and grow. And it's going to be like crazy because, you know, as you guys know in crypto, when a community grows and it spreads like wildfire because people are excited. People are pumped. They're motivated. They're driven. And they just want to talk about the community and tell everybody about it. I'm in a certain number of communities myself because I believe in the projects. Like one of them is Mad Meerkats. I've been in Mad Meerkats since day one. I minted 55 Mad Meerkats when no one wanted them. I held on to Mad Meerkats when it was below 50% floor. And now guess what, guys? I bought Mad Meerkats at $178. Now I think they're worth about like $3,000 or $4,000 each. So I'm holding 20 Mad Meerkats right now, 19 right now. Actually, I sold one accidentally for like $4,000, but I'm holding 19 of them worth over 100 grand. And this is only within a 4-month period. That's not the only play. I've had many plays like this. And my other students from the other mastermind and the other Discord can attest to that, that this is serious stuff. Like the stuff that I'm teaching has made a lot of people a lot of money. And even though none of this is financial advice, it's basically educational. So everything that you're seeing right here is in the educational space. You're learning how this all works. You're learning which ones are scams. You're learning which ones are the good projects. You're learning what makes an NFT go up and shoot to the moon, and what makes the other bad NFT projects go down. So if I were to take a look at the previous projects that I've gone into this week, I'm four profitable projects out of 6. And the reason is because I have the experience. I have the know-hows in trading. And so I've actually helped a lot of my friends make a lot of money as well when I do give them these alpha calls. But I also purchase those alpha calls. I don't just give you calls and I'm like, this is, just take it. I also purchase my own money and I invest my money into these alpha calls as I'm letting my friends know about it as well. But once again, not financial advice. You make your own decisions. If you want to purchase some NFTs that I call, go ahead. But if you don't, fine. That's okay too. And it's not going to hurt my feelings either way. All right. So let's get right into it, guys. I know I've been talking about this, but I want to show you guys how I flipped 5K into 40K in just 40 days. Now, the project that I'm talking about here is called Toxic Skulls Club. Okay. How many of you guys know about this club? This Toxic Skulls Club NFT? Type in yes in the box if you know about this NFT right here. I called this at mint. So I called this in my earlier group at mint price, and they were able to jump into it. And basically, we jumped in at 0.08, right? So 0.08. It's almost, basically, it's almost a 10x right here. If it goes to 0.8, that's going to be a 10x from the original call. Okay. Like this is some cool stuff right here. This is some really, really cool stuff. So yeah, some of you guys I see in here, double profits. Great. Awesome. Like watch the video. So I have the video on YouTube, right? Let me pull it up here, guys. So go into the channel right here. I'm just going to pull it up real quick. I want to share with you guys when I called this. Okay. So let me see here. I have the video. I'm going to pull it up. Okay. All right. So we've got some ads going on, whatever, right? All these crypto ads. All right. So let's go in here, blah, blah, blah. All right. So let's go into this and let me show you. I found this also with the Vanusoft software. So I went in here and I found this. I saw that whales were buying it, right? And let me go in here. So I was searching and then boom, I found Toxic Skulls. Some Bored Ape Yacht Clubs were buying it at mint price. And then there was a total supply right here. Okay. And then basically I called this thing like even before then, right? Let's go back. Look at this. The price when I call this, guys. Okay. You guys see this right here? What's that price right there? Put it in the chat box. What is that price right there? 0.119. I mean, if you guys watched my video back in April 15th, that was like 6 days ago, 0.119. What's it at right now? Tell me. Go put it in the chat box. What's that price right now? All right. I want you guys to tell me right now. What is that price? Right here. The price currently is 0.637. The reason why I made that video and I made this call is a number of reasons. And I've mentioned a lot of those reasons on the call. Now, I want to actually tell you guys, I want to share with you guys my thoughts, my personal opinions on where this project is going currently right now. Okay. So what I like to look at is I'm looking at the activity level. So when I first go into an NFT and I'm looking at flipping it, right? I'm not even looking at the utility. Initially, first, I'm looking at flipping. A lot of times, if I'm looking at utility, I'm holding that thing for like a year or more, just like what I saw with Mad Meerkats. Otherwise, I would have like panic sold and lost 50%. So for example, Mad Meerkats, I bought it at 300 Crow at mint. It went down half. It was like, if I remember right, it was like 150 Crow. And people were like selling it for cheap. I don't know why. Like that just like blows my mind. Like, why would you buy an NFT and you would sell it at half? You know, panic sellers. This game is emotional. It's very, very emotional. And so when you're able to control your emotions, that's when you can make the better trades. If you can't control your emotions, that's when you make the bad decisions, the bad trades, right? And I can guarantee you, like, I've made a lot of bad decisions and because of those emotions. And so I've learned from that over time. And I've created this hard shell in trading where if I believe in the project, I'm going to hold on to it, right? For example, Space Boo. I bought this thing a little bit higher. I think I bought this at like 0.8 and then it went down to 0.4, 0.04, 0.08. I bought it. It went down to 0.04. My emotions, like maybe a year ago, I would have said, sell everything, right? Oh no, everything's dumping. I want to actually recoup some of my investments, sell. But I knew that this is a hot NFT. And also I knew that there was a number of reasons why it went down to 0.04, which I explained in some of my other videos as well. And I'm going to talk about where we are right now in the price, when to exit, when to get in, when to exit, and all those things. And we'll get right into it. Okay. So Toxic Skulls Club. Let's get into this and the reasoning why I'm holding this and my strategies in trading. So when it comes to NFT trading, you have to understand this, right? I'm going to give you guys this. Number one, NFT trading 101. Okay. Number one, everything is a scam until it's not. Okay. Why do I say this? Because there's so many projects that you don't know. You have to go in there kind of like almost with a bear mentality. You can't go in there with a bullish, like diamond hands, everything mentality, right? You got to kind of go in there very, very subtly. You don't want to go in there and every single project that you see, you're like, oh my gosh, this is like so bullish. This is bullish. This is bullish, that they say, right? Bullish. I've seen some people on Discord. This is so bullish. Like, you got to be careful with that because not everything is bullish as you think, right? Whenever I go into an NFT project, I'm thinking it's a scam until it's not, until I go in there and I validate this. Okay, I validate that this looks real. This looks good. This looks good. This looks good. And I have a whole checklist of things, which I'm going to share with you guys in another video. I have a whole checklist of things that I personally use to finding out if an NFT is a scam or if it's a legit project. Okay. Number two, I look into the activity level. This is my first thing that I do. I look into the activity level of an NFT project because in the activity level, what you're doing here is you're gauging marketing. Okay, you're seeing how well they're doing their marketing. Number two, B, I would say, your basically this is like momentum is key to profits. You have to understand this. In crypto, momentum is key to profits. If you don't have momentum, people are going to sell. Okay. If there's no momentum, there's going to be sell pressure. So here's the thing you have to understand. Momentum equals buy pressure. Okay. Stagnation equals sell pressure. Okay. You got to understand these two concepts. So when there is zero momentum in an NFT project, people are going to sell. If there's no buy pressure, if there's no activity levels, there's no buyers coming in, right? People are going to sell. That's literally what it is. People don't want to hold on to NFTs because they want their investment back. People, it's funny when I hear people say that, I'm in it for the technology, right? I mean, people say, there's this funny meme. It's like, I'm in Bitcoin for the technology. Yeah, blockchain, yes, but Bitcoin, I mean, not really, right? I mean, Bitcoin is awesome. Bitcoin moves the entire markets, but Bitcoin has no utility. Bitcoin people are buying because that's like the standard, right? But really, there's no utility behind it. So one thing about the NFT space is that if you don't see momentum in there, you don't see hot pressure, it's going to cause a stagnation, which it's going to slow down. And that's when it's going to cause more sell pressure. So I called this last night. Toxic Skulls went up to like 6.4, I believe, 6.4, 6.5. And then I called it last night. It's in my Discord group. If you guys don't believe me, go and scroll, right? I called it. I said, it's at 6.4 right now, but the activity level is slowing down, which is causing sell pressure. So by the morning, we may see 0.5, 0.6. And lo and behold, we saw 0.48 on Skulls Club this morning. And I posted a screenshot and I said, told you guys, right? So knowing stuff like this, how many of you guys would feel like you'd be more confident? Type in confidence in the chat box. If you guys feel like you'd be more confident knowing that this information right here, oh, I could have bought it at the dip, but not knowing when it's going to dip. What if you knew exactly when an NFT is going to dip? Like with almost like surefire certainty, right? Not all the time, but a higher certainty. What if you knew when an NFT is going to dip? What if you knew when an NFT is going to go up? Most of my friends that are in crypto, they have millions of dollars in crypto, but they're still like getting into crypto and NFTs. And they're like, well, I still don't know. I still don't know when an NFT is going to dip or when it's going to go up. I'm going to share with you guys when an NFT goes down, when is that time, and when an NFT is going to go up. And by that, you have to understand these two concepts, right? Momentum equals buy pressure means that when there's momentum, the floor is being eaten up, there's going to be more buy pressure. So meaning that the price is going to go up, right? Stagnation means that if the momentum has slowed down and you can start to see this slow down movement, then essentially there's going to be a lot of sell pressure. And that's what we saw, that exactly what happened. I called it exactly what happened last night. Toxic Skulls Club went up like crazy, and then momentum died out, and then it started going down. And I said exactly, it's going to get to like, and I'm not always right, but I happen to be right at that point. I said exactly 0.5, 0.6 is what I think it could go to. And it went down to 0.8. So if you're looking at a dip, that's your dip right there, right? And then what we can see right here in the morning is that it started to go up again. Now, another thing that I've noticed is that in marketing, you have to understand your audience base. Okay, is your audience base in the USA? Is your audience base in Asia? Is your audience base in Europe? Where is your audience base? How do we gauge that? There's really no way of gauging that, right? Unless we have like super analytics from whatever, but we don't have that in NFTs. So the one way to gauge your audience in this particular NFT is the times that they're purchasing and when that happens. So I've seen Toxic Skulls go crazy right around like 3 p.m., like 3 p.m., 4 p.m., 5 p.m. That's when I saw Toxic Skulls go absolutely bonkers. And that's when I saw that thing go straight up, right? So when do I sell, right? That's the question. When do I sell? So in this example, let's take a look at activity levels. So right now, yesterday, we had a lot of sales. We had 1,178 sales and average price is 0.42. Over here, we have 0.648 average price and 388 sales, right? So we had these two going on right here. Now, what we're seeing right here is that this is almost equivalent to this. Like it looks like we could see a nice, like maybe even 1,000 sales by today, based on what I'm seeing right here, right? So you have to kind of see, and it's only 12 o'clock. So remember, 12 o'clock, we're at 388 sales. And then yesterday, you have to also be able to, you got to watch these things and have these like mental snapshots in your head and tell yourself, okay, 3 p.m. is when buyers start to buy, because it looks like Toxic Skulls, the buyer audience buys at like 3 p.m. or something like that in the USA time, right? If it was like another NFT project that's being promoted in the Asian markets, for example, then you may see that there's a lot of activity levels during our nighttime in the US. So that's why you need to understand where is the audience level, like when are the buys happening? And this is when you can start to get an understanding and a feeling of, okay, well, I think they're going to be buying at this time, so I'm just going to wait, right? So in this case, this is the USA market is what I've seen. And what I've seen is like right around 3 p.m., this thing goes nuts. Like the activity level is like seconds, minutes, 1 minute. And that's when you start to guess and be like, okay, well, I think we're going to go higher, right? And the next thing that you do is you look at the items. So this is the second part to this. You're looking at the items, and what you're doing is you're opening up these wallets, the next five or 10 wallets, okay? So let me actually just pull up this screen right here, just this one only, okay? So you're opening up these wallets right here. And this is what you're doing, okay? So you open these wallets up and then you go into the Ether scan. So first you go into here and you say, okay, what's going on? Like, when are these minters or are these flippers? Like, are these people that are buying at the dip at like 0.48 and trying to flip it at 0.6, right? Or are these early minters? Those are the questions that you have to ask yourself, right? So the next thing is, let me give you guys these notes here, right? So the next thing is find out who is selling. This is very important. Who is selling is also very important in this case, okay? So who is selling will determine if my thought process, if I'm going to get out or if I'm going to stay in. Okay, guys, I don't know anyone teaching this right now, right? And this is I believe wholeheartedly, like this is probably one of the reasons why I'm able to choose really, really good projects and profit from NFTs because of these techniques. So for example, right here, I see 6 days ago, they minted, and this person here minted for the same price that I minted at, right? So let's open this up. And it looks like they minted 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So they minted 10 of these at 250, 240 bucks, somewhere around there. Okay. And they're looking at selling for $2,000. Hey, not bad. I don't blame you. This is like what you should be doing, right? If you're in the NFT space, you want to make some money, right? You want to be able to flip for a profit, especially if you can, and if you have the opportunity. But now, once again, this person has 10 of these. So let's take a look and see how many this person have actually sold, right? So let's go into this and click on this. And let's click on their wallet address right here, okay, in the Etherscan. And we can see into the wallets, they have $7,000 worth of Ethereum. Okay, that's pretty cool. We go to ERC 721. This is where their NFTs are transacting. So all their transactions for NFTs, we go in here, okay? And then we can see how many have they sold so far. So they've sold 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this is an early minter. Oh, it looks like they've actually sold a lot more. 1, 2, 3, 4. So they might have bought and sold. But in this case, they sold right here. Let me see here. Actually, hold on. Let me take a look at the transaction right here. I want to see how much they sold this for. So it looks like they sold it for 500. So they're selling on the way up, right? And so I don't know how many NFTs this person still has. I'm not going to spend the time right now with you guys and see, but it looks like they're constantly wanting to sell on the way up. So what this means is that this person who bought in early might be out of NFTs to sell. So this might be their last one. So what you're doing right here is you're kind of gauging the market and gauging some of these plays here by figuring out, okay, who's done paper handing, who's done selling? Because right now, what I'm seeing is, I'm going back to activity level. What I'm seeing is that there's a big demand, right? In marketing, it's about supply and demand. If there's more demand than there is supply, then that's going to increase the price, right? If there's not a lot of supply, then there's a lot of demand. Once again, that's going to increase the price. You guys getting this so far? Okay. Let me know if I'm confusing you guys. Let me type in a yes in the box if you guys are understanding this so far, right? Let me know. So that's what's happening right here, guys. Okay. This is what's happening is that if you're seeing, and there's really no way of seeing it, but like gauging it with your eyes and seeing what's happening in the activity levels. But if you're seeing that there's a high demand, but a low supply, and this person right here is almost out of NFTs to sell, then what that's going to also do is that's going to distribute those 10 NFTs or 20 NFTs that this person has into multiple different wallets, right? And so now there's still a high demand because those multiple wallets probably want some more. So they want to take the NFTs off this guy's hands, which is totally fine. This person made a lot of money. They profited, totally fine. I'm not against that. I'm merely stating the facts and stating that this is what's happening right here in the supply and demand portion of the NFTs, right? So now that person is almost out of NFTs. Now you can say, okay, well, it looks like the whales are almost out of NFTs to sell. And so now they're not going to sell anymore at the floor price. And now I'm trying to see and gauge based on eyeing it, because there's really no software right now that can do this. Okay. I'm going to tell you guys this. We're building this. We're building this feature inside of our VanyaSoft. We're building these charts, the buy and sell pressure. So like type of boom in the box, guys. If you guys are like super excited, I haven't told anyone this yet, except like one private group that I'm in, but we are building the buy and sell pressure charts on here so you guys can actually see and analyze the data, because this is the problem that I have, right? I have to go into every single friggin' Etherscan and find out who's buying and who's selling, right? So this is the problem right here. So we're building this into our software as well. We're building this into VenueSoft so you can see the buy and sell pressure. Like all of these things that all the problems that I've had that I'm trying to figure out, like, okay, how can I become a better trader? That's what we're doing in our software. So you guys are getting like the most alpha like technology here in the crypto world. And I'm telling you guys, like, this is going to be huge. It's going to go bonkers, right? If only people knew about this stuff, if only people knew like how much money is out there in the NFT space and what's being traded and like what's happening, like it's absolutely nuts. If you had the information to know exactly who's buying, when to buy, when to sell, like insane, right? So I'm looking at this person. I'm saying, okay, is this person done selling? Are they done selling at the floor? Are they done selling? Like if the floor is like 0.6, right? Are they done selling at 0.5 and 0.54 because they just want to get out and make a profit? Are they done? Okay. That's my question. Are they done selling? If they're done selling, then what we can see here is that the floor is going to hold very well. Okay. If people stop selling and basically the supply, it's going to cause a supply shock, because if people stop selling and there's no more supply, no one wants to sell at the floor, the supply, the price is going to go up. Let me give you guys an example right here. Let me give you guys an example right now. Okay. I'll give you a great example. Okay. Here's supply and demand right here in the NFT space. Okay. Mad Meerkats. Once again, I own 20 of these. I love it. I love my Mad Meerkats. I'm a big fan of Mad Meerkats. Okay. So I own 20 of these. There's only 300 listings. So there's 10,000 of these Meerkats. There's 10,000. So that means 9,000, like 700, 9,700 are not listed for sale. People are like, nope, you're not touching my Meerkats. No one's going to be able to buy my Meerkats. So the only way to buy Meerkats is at the floor, obviously, at like 12,900. It's the same effect right here. If people stop selling at the floor, then obviously the price will go up. You guys know this. You guys are smart, so I don't need to go over it. But that's basically why you want to look at buy and sell pressure. You want to look into the wallets. Okay, this is the manual thing you got to do right now. You got to look into the wallets and say, okay, is this guy done selling? Okay, let's take a look at the next one. Oh, that's the same guy right here, owned by Jackbox, right? He's selling all of his NFTs. He's like, he wants to get out. That's why he's selling at the floor. Now, here's another one right here. This is a flipper. Okay. Now, flippers are okay. They're okay because flippers are going to constantly be there. It's the whales that you have to be careful with, because if the whales are in there, they're going to make it hard for the floor to go up. There's going to be a lot of resistance and pressure for that floor to go up because the whales keep wanting to sell. Whenever they sell one, and then the floor goes up again, they want to list another one. And so the floor is really, really difficult to climb past, let's say 6.4. But if you see that whale is gone and they're done selling their NFTs and their 20 or 30 NFTs are spread out amongst different wallets, then they're done selling. Then that's when you can start to see that there's less resistance on the floor. And so the floor price can go up now because the demand is there. There's like maybe like, let's say 100 people that want to buy right now, but they want to buy it cheap, or they just like, whenever they buy it cheap or whenever they like, the floor goes down even more. And they're like, oh man, I'm discouraged. I don't want to keep buying it because, because my NFTs are going to keep going down and the floor keeps going down. So they get discouraged. But if the floor holds up very well, they're going to get motivated and they're pumped. They're like, wow, I like seeing this because my money is going up, right? So it's the same mentality. You got to look into the psychology of NFTs as well and see why people are buying and selling. That's the difference of becoming a winner and becoming a gambler, right? Gamblers don't look at these things. Gamblers just like, oh, I want to buy because I want to buy. But if you knew why you're buying that NFT, you're going to become a better trader. How many of you guys agree with me? Type in agree in the chat box. If you guys agree with me that to become a better trader, you have to understand the psychology of why people are buying and selling these NFTs, right? So let's go into this. So let's go right into this. And now the next one, invalid username 123. Once again, I'm seeing that this is a flipper. So he probably bought like one or two NFTs, probably bought one NFT right here. And so they're selling it they bought it for 1.457 and they're selling it for 1.95. So that's not a lot. That's like 0.05 is like 100 and it's like maybe $75, right? It's not a lot. I mean, sorry, it's $150. So they're trying to flip this for $150. So oh, sorry. Oh, hold on. No, sorry. This person flipped it for $150. Okay. So this person here sold it for 141.1457. This person bought it for 0.195, and this person's selling it for 0.66. That's a great flip. Good for them, right? So I'm not, I'm not telling them that this is a bad thing because you're selling. This is a really great trade for them. They're making a lot of profits right here, right? Because this one right here is probably like $600, and they're selling it for $2,000. So that's a $1,400 profit when this guy sells it. Good for them. And then he sees, look, there's another one right here. So it looks like this is a flipper that bought multiple of these. And so this one here, he bought this one for a little bit more. So he bought this one for 0.195, and then he bought this one for 0.22. And it looks like he's trying to sell both of them. That's what happens when flippers come in. They buy a bunch of them, and then they want to flip it for a lot more, but they're still making profits, right? So this is what's happening right here. So let's go into the next one here. And it's not the same person. So we got a new person right here. And so we're looking into this and we're saying, okay, what's happening here? This one right here looks like it was minted and then transferred to another wallet. That's okay. And once again, if I were to spend more time on this, I would, and if I spent maybe like 10 or 20 minutes just looking into the wallets and seeing if I should buy or exit, this is the way to do it. You would go into the wallets, you would go into Etherscans, and you would find out first who is selling. The who is very important, because the who is selling will determine whether or not you should sell as well. Okay, that's the biggest differentiators. Now, when should I sell? Okay, now let's piece this all together. It's gonna come together, I promise you. So let's refresh this page here. Floor price is 0.649. Okay, a number of factors that I'm looking at. Okay, I'll share with you guys the factors that I'm looking at. So the first thing is, let's see, when to exit. Okay. Number one, who is selling? Okay, whales selling, resistance in floor price, right? So if the whales are selling, they have more to sell. If you think they're done selling at 0.65, and they have like 15 other NFTs that they're going to want to try to dump at 0.65, that's going to cause a resistance in the floor. And also people are going to see that they're buying, but the floor is not going up. So basically it's going to hold up at like that level for a while. And if there's more selling resistance, more selling pressure, right? Supply and demand, there's more selling pressure, then what's going to happen is people are going to see that the floor price is 0.65. And then some smart guy is going to be like, well, let me sell it at 0.64 because I want to sell it fast, right? That's their thinking. Oh, well, another guy sold it at 0.64. Let me sell mine at 0.63. And if there's not enough demand in the activity level, and the activity level has slowed down, then what's going to happen there is there's going to be a lot of sell pressure. And that's when this floor starts going down and down and down and down, right? Because people are thinking, let me get out too, right? So the thought process here is let me get out also, okay? And so people are listing it for like 0.63, 0.62, 0.61, 0.6, because they want to sell fast, right? So the reasoning here is because reasoning is they want to sell fast. That's the reason why people are, and that's the reason why the floor is going down. Number two, okay, it's the first is who is selling, right? The second thing that I'm looking at is floor activity. Okay. And floor activity means like who is listing and how many are listing. Okay. So who's listing and how many? So I would refresh this every so often. And I would be like, all right, well, what's happening in the floor right now? Like, are there a lot of people listing in here? Like, how many items are available? Are there going to be a lot of people listing? Now I'm looking and I'm watching, okay, it's 0.649. Okay, it's 12 o'clock. Let's take a look at see what happens at 1 o'clock, at 2 p.m., at 3 p.m. If the floor keeps going down and people are listing more, that's causing sell pressure. And if there's not a lot of activity, that's definitely causing sell pressure, right? So if the floor goes down to like 6.3, 6.2, 6.1. That's a lot more sell pressure that I don't want. And that's when I'm thinking it's time to get out before the floor keeps going down. Okay. And so most people, they don't know this until the floor is actually already at the bottom and they're like, crap, I should have sold at the top. Right. How many of you guys felt like that? Like, how many of you guys have felt like you've sold at the bottom and you should have sold at the top? I've done that personally. I've lost multiple six figures doing that. Like, but it's not lost or it's not made until you actually sell, right? So it's when you exit is when you actually make the money. So how many of you guys have done that? Type in yes in the box or me in the box if that's you, right? You sold at the bottom when you should have sold at the top. Now, what if you could not sell at the bottom? I never like, very rarely do I ever sell at the peak, right? Usually I sell as it's starting to go down, not at the very bottom, but as it's starting to go down. That's when I want to sell because I don't know what the peak is. The peak could keep peaking and keep going. I don't know what that peak is, but that's when I start to like, when it starts to dip and when I start to see and read the room and it's like, okay, well, it looks like it's starting to dip. Then basically that's when I start to sell. Okay. All right. So let's move on. And let's go over to the next thing. The next thing that I'm looking at. Okay. So floor activity, who is selling? What's this other thing? Okay. Time, and I would say like time of activity. And the last thing is also like a catalyst. So I'll talk to you guys about what is a catalyst. Okay. So you guys remember I talked about time of activity. So in this case, I've noticed that Toxic Skulls Club starts to go up right around like in the afternoon, like 2 p.m., 3 p.m., 4 p.m. It starts to do that right around the afternoon. And basically, I want to wait until that time, right? Because I've noticed that the activity levels here start to peak. We can see right here, it's not like going crazy like 1 minute, 1 minute, 1 minute, 1 second. But we see 6 minutes, 7 minutes. It's still okay. It's like, it's still really good activity. 13 minutes, 25 minutes, 30 minutes, 30 minutes, 30 minutes, an hour ago. So I'm seeing these activities. And then from like an hour to like 2 hours, there's like a big gap right here. So it has definitely slowed down. 2 hours to 3 hours, 3 hours to 4 hours. Sorry, not a big gap, a smaller gap. 5 hours, 6 hours, 7 hours. So it started to slow down right here. Okay. But of course, it's also going to slow down as the price is moving up. So as it goes to like 1 ETH, 2 ETH, there's going to be less activity because it's a higher price point, and a lot of people, there's less people at those ranges that are willing to spend $2,000 to $3,000 to $5,000 for one NFT. There's a lot less people there. There's more people in the ranges of a few $100, and there's even more people in the ranges of like $100, right? So there's less people in that level, in that regard. So we are going to see a slowdown as this goes up, but it's still like a pretty good, decent movement here. We can also see people are selling 0.65, 0.7, 0.7, 0.63. So it's decent movement. So what I'm doing here is I'm not going to sell yet. I'm not selling just yet, right? A few things, I'm seeing decent movement. The second thing is I'm going to wait until around 3 or 4 p.m. because that's when I noticed yesterday that the activity levels start to spike up. And even like 5, 6, 7 p.m., 8 p.m., that's when it started to shoot up like crazy too. So like anywhere from like 3 p.m. to like 8 p.m. is when it's prime time for this one particular NFT. You may see different times for other NFTs. Like meerkats, I see like when I'm asleep, I wake up and that thing is like to the heavens. So that's another thing that I'm looking at. I'm looking at who's selling. So it looks like the whales and the flippers and the minters are almost done selling. And that's not a problem because maybe they might not know about all of these different factors and they're selling and they're taking profits. Perfect. That's great. But I'm going to wait a little bit longer because I see that this floor price can go up in the next few hours. Up until like 8 p.m. is when I'm going to start to gauge and see, okay, when is a good time to sell? If I see that the floor price starts to dip and there's a lot more sell pressure, then I'm going to start to sell. Now, how many? Okay. The next question is, how many should I sell? So let's take a look. Okay. So I'm not going to post this here, but the next question is, how many should I sell? So in terms of when to take profits, let's write this down. When to take profits. Okay. Number one. Okay. My general rule is always try to play with house money. So if you're at a 2x and it's your first time doing this, and you can take out your initial investment, leave the rest in there, let it ride, right? Try to play with house money. Having this mentality, you won't have as much emotion when you do get into another project and you're like thinking to yourself, oh crap, I just spent my rent money on this other project here. You won't even think about that. When you're playing with house money, you're going to say, this is money that I made already, and it's basically quote unquote free money that that I'm going to just play around with. So always try to play with house money. Number 2, okay, when to take profits. So if an NFT is pumping and you see like you see that it could, there's a keyword right here, it could potentially pump up more, or if an NFT is dumping and you see it could potentially dump more, you can always do a zero risk by taking out initial investment during these stages, right? So if I wanted to, I can take out my initial investment right now. And my initial investment was around $5,000. Currently at this price level, let me take a look. Let's do calculator here. Currently price level is $2,000. So 2007, oops, it's about $40,000. So I have 20 of these things, 20 of these NFTs here. And they're worth $2,000 each at the current floor price. My investment on this was 5,000 something. 7 days later, it's now $40,000. I mean, guys, that's a lot of money, right? I mean, I remember back then when like I made that like, in a year. So it's a lot of money. It's not like little money. But when you start learning these things, you start gaining these skill sets. It's the whole idea of teach a man how to fish, or teach a woman how to fish, versus giving them a fish for a day. Because if I gave this NFT to someone, they're like, oh, cool, great, I got $2,000, great, now I can buy something. But if I taught you how to use that $2,000 and grow it to $10,000 to $20,000, I think that's a better gift than just giving $2,000, right? And so, in my opinion, the gift of knowledge is priceless. It's how people can change their lives, not just for a temporary 5 seconds, but for the rest of their lives, right? And so that's what hopefully I'm giving to you guys in this live stream, is the gift of knowledge and how to utilize this to your best of your abilities. So basically, if I were to do this, if I were to take money out right now, I can take money out right now. All I have to do is sell 3 of these, so I can get my initial investment back plus $300 profit. So I had to sell 3 of these and keep 17 in there. So this is my zero risk play right here. So if I were to do this, and if I were to say, okay, I don't want to risk, I don't want this thing, could this thing go down to 0? Probably not likely, like now, it'll probably take some time to do that. But could it go to 0? It could. Anything could go 0, right? You have to think of it like that. In the crypto space, you have to think of it as anything can go to 0. Okay. So, and in the other previous videos that I've taught, I've also taught about diversification, right? So here's the thing. So let's go into this. Now, if I wanted to have 0 risk, what I could do is I can sell 3 right now. I can sell 3, get my $6,000, and then spend that on another NFT project, right? You have choices now. When you're at this point of profit and big profit, you have choices where you can do something like that. You can take your initial investment out, even sell 1 and take $2,000 and put it into another NFT project that you can see potentially go do another moonshoot. Now, the reason why I'm waiting here is because I'm patient and I don't need to take it out. Like, I'm already in big profits, right? If ever this thing goes down to like where it's back at $250 each versus $2,000 each, then I'll just take out my initial investment, right? And what did I lose? Time, right? At that point. But now it's the time where I have options where I don't have to take it out. And so in your strategy, if you're planning this out, If you have an option not to take it out and you're not hurting right now, like I'm not hurting right now, I have money for my businesses, I have money for my other projects and crypto and NFTs. If I'm not hurting right now, I don't need this money right now. If I see that there's a potential in about 8 more hours from now for this to go from 40,000 to, let's say, 60,000 for one ETH, right? If I have the ability to do that, to make $20,000 in a day just by waiting and sitting on my hands, then I'm going to do that. So in your strategy, you have to think about things like this. Most people think very emotionally. Most people think that this thing's going to drop. This thing's going to drop. The world's going to, the world is over. Most people think very emotionally. They don't think about the other factors that I just showed you, right? 3 p.m. to 8 p.m. is when I saw this thing pump yesterday. We may see that again today. We're seeing good volume and good activity right here. We may see the same effects. So what does that tell me? I'm holding, right? I'm holding at 3 p.m., 8 p.m. If I see at 3 p.m. to 8 p.m. that this thing is not moving, then I'm going to take out my initial investment of 5,000 and leave the rest in there. So two things will happen. I'm not worried, or I don't have regrets, right? How many of you guys have ever had regrets? Type me in the box if you ever had regrets in crypto. I'm sure many of you guys have. You're like, man, if I should have bought Bitcoin at $100, or I should have bought Bitcoin at $3,000. Like, how many times do you guys have regrets? Do not ever regret a decision in crypto. This is one thing that I can tell you guys. If you want a happy life, if you want a happy trading experience, do not ever regret any decision. My thought process is, as long as I'm playing my cards right, I'm not regretting anything that I do, right? I played them the way I played them, and these are the results that I got. No regrets on any of them. Yes, I've had a lot of times where I could have pulled out 6 figures, and now it's not worth 6 figures. I mean, just to give you an idea, like in stock markets, I flipped 25,000 into 1.6 million in just 4 or 5 months, and then lost all of that back to 5,000, right? So I learned a crap ton during that experience. And during that experience, I took it with me in crypto, and I'm able to do that multiple times over and over and over and over again. And so these are the things that you gotta like learn, because if you're just going out there and just buying random crap, you're gonna be gambling your money. It's not even trading. It's literally straight up gambling. If you don't know and have a strategy to your trades, it's literally called gambling. But if you do have a strategy, then it's called trading, in my opinion, right? Yeah, absolutely no regrets. Adam says, amazing team. I'm awesome. Thank you, Adam. Good to have you on here. Yeah, someone's like, nine is like, I shouldn't have lost access to my Coinbase wallet in 2012. Yeah, I mean, it's, hey, there it is. Like someone lost I think millions of dollars in a boating accident. Like they had a boating accident, and they had their ledger, and like it slipped in the water, and they're like, oh crap, I can't get my ledger anymore. Right? A lot of stories like that, but no regrets, guys. No regrets. We're all going to die the same way, no regrets. It's just, you can always make it back. That's all I always think and say. There's no regrets. You always make it back as long as you have the skill sets. I've had a lot of friends. I had one friend who told me this. He made millions and went bankrupt 7 times. And he told me this. He was like, Teo, every single time I did it, I can make my millions again. You know the reason why is because the secret key is inside of me. It's not the products and services that I sold. It's me. I'm able to do that because I know how to do it multiple times over and over and over again. You take everything away from me, I can do it again. I promise you, just give me a year or 2, I can do it again. And that's kind of the skill sets that you have to learn in order to make this happen, right? It just doesn't happen overnight, guys. There's no magic pill here. There's no red or blue pill. There's no magic pill. It doesn't happen overnight. You got to learn the skills to become successful. Flipping 5,000 into 40,000 is a skill set. It's not luck. If you think it's luck, then try it. Go out there, put your money into like 10 different NFTs and see what happens, right? It's not luck. It's experience, it's skill set, and it's knowing when to enter and knowing when to exit and which projects are going to do well. So let's move on here. So that's the reason why I'm holding on to this NFT. And this is the reason why, and you can see that I'm going to be selling this, obviously, but in the very near future. And depending on what happens at 3 p.m. to 8 p.m., that's my time frame when I'm going to make a decision on when to sell. And my strategy is, when I do sell, I'm only going to sell my initial investment and I'm keeping the rest in here. So I was lucky enough to get in early on this project. So I'm going to take out maybe like $5,000 or $6,000 for my initial investment so that I can put that into another project that I'm going to fully vet and go into, and keep the rest in here while it's either going down or going up. Because, also in crypto, you don't know what's going to happen as well. But you can kind of get an idea of what can happen. Because if I sold everything, right? If I sold everything and I'm fully out and this thing goes up to 2 or 3K, I'm going to get that regretful feeling, right? I'm going to be like, oh crap, I should have sold, I should have held on. Or if this thing, if I sold my 3 and I got my initial investment back and I kept everything in there and then it went down, I still have no regrets because I still took out my initial investment and I'm having fun. I saw this thing go up, go down, and it might still be worth something that I could still sell, 17 for something, but I will have no regrets either way because I got out in 7 days, and I've created a new asset for me within that 7-day period with these 17 NFTs that I could possibly sell later for more or possibly sell later for a lot less. Okay, cool. Yeah, that is absolutely, like Laszlo says, that's the mindset to have. Absolutely. This is the mindset. These are the things that, people don't tell you when getting into the NFT space. They don't tell you about, when do I get in? When do I get out? Which NFT projects are good? I wasted thousands upon thousands of dollars on crappy NFT projects that I didn't know about. So guys, how did you guys enjoy our live stream today? I know it's been an hour, and I'm gonna answer some questions here. So if we have some questions on the live stream, please go ahead and post it on the chat right here. So I'm gonna do another maybe 15 minutes of AMAs. So if you have any questions about our project, if you have any questions about this particular NFT trading strategy, let me know. Okay. Someone asked where's the notes? I'm gonna put the notes in a new channel that we will have inside of our Discord group. So I'm gonna take these notes, format it, put it in the channel so you guys can have it. You guys can go back to the notes. And I know we had some questions on that as well. Where's the order or sales page for this NFT? So it's going to be on bucknft.com. So let me just pull it up for you guys. So it's going to be over here. It's not out yet. We're launching on May 1st. And you can read my story over here of how I traded NFTs here. You can take a look at the demo video, take a look at the software in action as we've displayed it here. Actually, this is the members training right here as well. And you can see as a Buck NFT holders, just like what we're doing right now, we do a lot of these trainings. And I go through and you see session 1, like we're up to session 17. Next week is session 18. So you can see like we go through a lot of different strategies in crypto on how to trade crypto and how to trade tokens and all these things. So there's a lot to go over, a lot to understand, a lot to learn. So it's going to be a lot of fun. I promise you guys, like you guys are probably going to learn the most out of this project right here. I haven't seen, like I've watched a lot of videos on YouTube about crypto. That's how I learn. But I've also attended a lot of Twitter spaces. I've done a lot myself and also a lot of like split testing myself. And that's the reason why I created this community for us so that we can all learn from our experiences. And not just from me. There's a lot of you guys are smart out there as well. I'm learning every single day from a lot of you guys as well. You pronounce my name quite well. Okay, cool. Awesome, Laszlo. Yeah. It's a great live stream. Is it going to be recorded? Yes, absolutely. So I have it recorded. So we're going to post it on YouTube as well. What is the best way to spot a whale in Etherscan? I mean, the best way, there's multiple ways, but basically like the best way is just go into Etherscan and look at their wallets, right? Go in here, click on this, click on their address and see what they have in their wallets right here and see what tokens they're holding. So it looks like they're holding Ethereum right here, right? So $27,000 worth of Ethereum, wrapped Ethereum. So that's how you do it. That's how you find everything is an open book in crypto. It's all an open ledger. There's nothing to hide. You can look into my wallets if you want. You can see what I'm buying, what I'm selling. Nothing is hidden in crypto. Everything is open. Okay. Let's see. Question: how to help an NFT project to go up in price and activity? We holders are rating Twitter posts and posting wherever we buy new NFTs, but it doesn't seem like rising so much. So we're actually going to be covering that in another masterclass inside of our holders group as well. I'm going to share with you guys what we're doing to getting you guys into these projects and how we're growing our own project right now organically, and which like influencers to avoid and things like that. We're growing our project organically right now. This is our very first project, guys. I mean, I'm not gonna lie to you. Anything can happen on May 1st, but we do plan on like selling out. But anything can happen, right? The goal here is to sell out. I think we're gonna sell out, but we're gonna also show you guys how to build an NFT and how to grow it out as well. Like I said, I own a company called Stealth Agents, and it's a virtual assistant company. And basically, I utilize my agents to like do the shilling, to do the customer support, to do the operations, to do the graphics, like all those things. It's all being like outsourced, right? So I know some of you guys in our channel here and also in our Discord currently have NFT projects. How many of you guys would want to have some education and some knowledge on how to grow an NFT project utilizing, like, for example, what I have, virtual assistants, right? So we're growing right now organically through our VAs, through our shillers, and we're doing this in a systematically way. So the systems that we've created, how many of you guys want to learn those things? Type in like yes in the chat box, or want to learn, want to know more. And I want to poll the room here to see if you guys are interested in that as well. We may do something like that. We may offer some of our virtual assistants. If you like, we're going to create a system on that in the future, but let me know, because I don't know. I don't know if you guys are interested in that. So, okay. Some of you guys are saying yes. Can I also get a whitelist Discord by creating a ticket? Yes. So go ahead and create a ticket, and we're giving away whitelists right now. So go ahead and create those tickets, guys. All right. So, okay. A lot of you guys want to learn. Okay. Yeah. Awesome. So we'll get right into it as well. Yeah. So that's another benefit. Once again, guys, like I don't know any projects. Like I'm in a lot of NFT projects, as you see. I buy a lot of NFT projects. I personally haven't seen an NFT project where the owner gets on a live stream and talks about these strategies and talks about like legit, like hardcore, like how to trade strategies, how to become profitable strategies. I don't see a lot of those out there. I think we're the only ones. And when I really do mean when I say this is that we're going to be the biggest crypto educational platform out there. What we plan on doing is we plan on having later on down the road, we plan on having like one of these live streams or masterclass trainings every single day. That's what we had with our e-commerce platform as well. We had a training every single day. So we plan on doing that with you guys as well. We plan on covering topics like NFTs, tokens. We plan on covering basically like pretty much like how to sell your NFTs, how to sell out your NFTs, how to do marketing, how to do all these things. There's a lot of ninja stuff you guys haven't known about yet. So I hope you guys are excited, man. I mean, you guys are getting a lot here. Can you talk about your strategy in selling NFTs during pre-reveal, reveal, and post-reveal? So right now, what we're doing is just real quickly is we're building up our community, and we're not filling it with fluff. If you guys notice, there's like other NFT projects out there that have like, 50,000, 60,000, 100,000 people on the Discord. But when it comes to mint, they sold like 1,000, or they had like 500 or even 200 people buy, right? So we're not filling our NFT group with fluff. We're filling our NFT group with legitimate people that are whales, people that are NFT traders, actual traders, and people that are legit, right? So I have some Bored Ape Yacht Club friends who are going to buy a lot of these NFTs as well when we do launch. And so there's a lot of that happening on the back end as well, on the background as well. So we're not trying to fill up with 50,000 people that are fluff. We're trying to fill our community with legitimate people that want to learn and real people. And all we need is like 3,000 or 4,000 people, right? To really have a really, really good community. We don't need 50,000 fluff people that just, play Roblox all day or whatever it is. And they don't even go in there and chat or even like, whatever. So yeah. And the mint price is going to be 0.1 for the public sale and 0.05 for the whitelist. So what that means is that when the floor price is 0.1, that's like almost like an instant 2x for the whitelisters, right? So the whitelisting is 0.05 and the mint price is 0.1 ETH. So $150 per NFT at this current price of Bitcoin or Ethereum for one NFT for a whitelist holder. But if you're not a whitelist holder, it's $300 per NFT, which is going to be later on after we launch our whitelist. Okay, cool. So let me see. Any other questions here? Any AMAs? I think I've missed a few here, but if I did, go ahead and repaste your question here. Yeah, you can watch this recording again on our YouTube. We're gonna actually have it on there as well. Cool, guys. Any other questions? I'm gonna give it maybe like 5 more minutes, and we're gonna be done with this live stream. We are gonna have more live streams in the future. Just have notifications on our Twitter. Make sure you have that notification bell on our Twitter, and also make sure that you are on our Discord so you can see all the cool chats that's happening. I'm gonna be pretty much heavily involved in Discord, so you guys are gonna see me in Discord a lot. I'm gonna be telling you guys the projects that I'm gonna get into, but only very temporarily until we launch. So once we launch, all the stuff that I'm sharing right now on live stream, all the stuff that I'm sharing on our Discord, our alpha groups, my calls, all the new projects that I'm going to tell you guys that I'm getting into, it's not ever going to be in the general chat anymore. That's only going to be available for only our NFT holders inside of our alpha group. So if you do decide to join us and you want to get in on the action, you want to get in on the knowledge and see what projects I'm getting into, see what type of flips I'm doing each week, each month, then that's where you want to be, in that Discord. All right, cool, guys. Any other questions here? Yeah, Erica says tail over delivering. Thank you so much, Erica. Maria says, question, how do we help an NFT project go up in price and activity? We holders are rating Twitter posts and posting whenever we buy new NFTs, but it doesn't seem to be rising so much. Okay. So Maria, the best way is to talk to your friends about this project. Give them the link. Like if you guys have people that are like, how do I get into NFTs? Or I see that this is going to be the future, but how do I get into it? I need more knowledge. It's kind of like going to school, right? There's no school right now that's going to be like, oh yeah, guys, take a crypto 101 and NFT 101 down the road, down the hallway right there. There's no school right there right now on this, but I can almost guarantee you that there will be in the future, where we're going to see colleges offer NFT classes and all those things, right? We're doing it right now. So we're teaching based on experience. We're not teaching textbook stuff and, oh, here's what an NFT is. It's a non-fungible token and it's got these contracts here, and here's a smart contract and here's how it works. Like, we're teaching you like how to make money with this thing, right? Because at the end of the day, you guys have families, you guys have you guys have dreams and goals. You want to do things in your life where you have these options where you can take 2 to 3 months in the year and go on vacation, like what I do a lot of the times. You have all these things. You want to experience that. You want to taste of that. I'm going to show you guys how to do those things. And these are the skill sets that you need, right? Once again, I'm not going to be teaching you guys fluff. I'm not going to tell you guys like how a ERC 721 contract works and how to code one. I'm not going to teach you guys that. If you guys want to learn about that, there's YouTube channels all day about that. What I am going to teach you guys is how to become better traders and how to make money with this thing, how to actually like treat this like a business. One of my partner, my business partner said, if you treat this like a business, it's going to pay you like a business. But if you treat crypto like a hobby, it's going to pay you like a hobby. So if you're going to treat this thing like, oh, I only have like 5 minutes a day. I don't have time for crypto. I just want to put money into something and let it go up. That's not the right way of thinking. I do not recommend that. I do not recommend, if you're going to put money into crypto and just because someone told you that this coin is going to moon, don't do that. You have to do your own diligence. You have to make your own decisions, because you don't want to put that other person accountable for your mistakes. Okay. So this is the reason why I never tell everyone, like, this is all, like, do your own research, not financial advice, because it sucks when you have to put someone in that shoes of, you're accountable because you told me that this is going to moon and it didn't. You make your own decisions on what you want to trade. You don't want to make your friend feel bad because they told you a coin is going to moon, and you're like, hey, tell me all the coins that you're buying, but they didn't do any of the research as well. You don't want to make that person feel accountable for that, right? So do your own research. This is why, and this is the reason why, like I said, if you treat this like a business, it'll pay you like a business. You treat this like a hobby, it'll pay you like a hobby. You can even lose a lot of money with this. And if you're just throwing money in there, you don't care. What do you think is going to happen to your money? It's not going to care about you either. So you have to treat this with diligence. Like, you have to be very diligent on this. Okay. Yeah, Dark Chris, I want my husband to have the software as well. Am I better off to have him get whitelisted, purchase tomorrow? Yeah, I mean, like, you can just get them whitelisted, right? Yeah, get them whitelisted. So like, what's going to happen at the whitelist is it's only going to be 5 transactions per wallet. So that's how we're going to do that distribution. So if you're whitelisted, you have 1 wallet in there, it's only 5 per wallet. If you guys want more whitelist spots, ask our team. Okay, ask our team for more whitelist spots if you do plan on buying, more than 5 of these NFTs. But it's going to be distributed amongst many different wallets, just because we want to show the world that it is distributed, not like, because that's how you get momentum in an NFT project as well. Not going to lie, guys, but like, the world, it is what it is. People look at things and they're like, oh, why is this distribution all off? They are going to look at that. Not going to lie. That's how we market NFTs and how I look at projects as well. I look at a project, I'm like, at first glance, I'm like, I don't know about this. The distribution is pretty off. So that's why we actually do 5 transactions per wallet. Okay. Yeah. So let me see. I'm going to keep going until you don't have, if you guys have any other questions, I'm going to keep going, right? Can you provide links to the replay? Yeah. So, and where to sign up for the Discord. So the Discord, what the best way to do this here, guys, is go into Twitter. Okay. Go into Twitter and then type in Buck NFT right here. And then you'll find our Twitter account right here. And then you can click on the Discord link and that'll take you right into our Discord link right here. And we can see there's a lot of people joining right now. These are legit people. These are like legit NFT people. That's the thing also with like, that I'm going to teach you guys later on. Like there's a lot of projects that have a lot of fluff. They have like 50,000, 100,000 people, but it's got a lot of fluff. There's not a lot happening in those things. And you want to be careful. It's like a lot of fluff, but no substance, right? You want to have a project that has a lot of substance, very little fluff. And so that's where you're going to find your most winnings. And it's hard because there's a lot of fakes out there. Honestly, there's a lot of scams out there. Not going to lie. I've gotten scammed so many times in crypto. But you got to be careful as well. Okay, cool. Any other questions, guys? Any other questions before we go here? All right, cool. All right, guys. How many of you guys got value today? I want you to type in value in the chat box. If you guys got so much value today and you enjoy this webinar, this masterclass, this live stream, whatever you want to call it, I want you to type in value and boom in the chat box, guys. Let's hear it, guys. Let's get pumped. So like, once again, I am very thankful and very grateful to have you guys as an audience. I hope you guys enjoyed this live stream. I hope you guys enjoyed what we're doing here, what we're building here. We're very passionate about this project. We're not going to build this project just for a cash grab, just to make millions and go. We're not doing that. We're actually going to keep building. It takes money. It takes time. We've spent a lot of money and time already on our software. We've built this thing for 4 months already. We basically did this. And essentially what we did was we provided our community a software before we even launched, right? And so a lot of projects, as you guys know, in the NFT space, they have a roadmap, but they haven't done anything in those roadmaps. A lot of them, they haven't built the software. They haven't created a metaverse. They haven't created the second gen. We're already creating a second gen NFT. We're already in the process of, with our new art, bringing out our second gen. It's gonna, like I told you, it's going to look like doodles. And it's going to look like Space Boo, like 3D landers. Think about 3D landers, right? So like I said, as our NFT progresses, it's going to go from pixelated to doodles to like a 3D version and then an animated version, like what you see with Invisible Friends. And so as our NFT holders will also get airdropped, depending on how many they have, they will get airdropped each one of those generations of NFTs that we have. So guys, we're not planning on just being a small community. We're planning on, once again, being the biggest crypto community for education. We want to educate the public out there on what it is to trade crypto, how to trade crypto effectively, how to avoid the scams, how to avoid the mistakes that we've made in the past, the hundreds of thousands of dollars, even millions of dollars of mistakes, and how to do this effectively. And hopefully one day we can see you in our real life events. We plan on doing our first real life event in Orlando, Florida. We plan on only taking our top 100. This is some alpha right here. We're going to take our top 100 holders and bring them to Orlando, Florida. And we're going to have our first meetup in Orlando, Florida. And also probably even visit Disney World or something like that, right? But we're going to have our first meetup in Orlando, Florida. That's planned out for next year. And, or even early, like in Q4 or something like that. We're still planning it out right now. But when we do that, our top 100 holders are going to get to be invited if you want to go. But we're going to also have a list and things like that. So it's going to be a lot of fun, guys. We're going to have a lot of fun, and we're going to have an exciting journey. We're just getting started with this thing, and I want to see you guys succeed. I truly do. In crypto, there's so much opportunity to succeed. And the thing about crypto is there's no competition here versus other businesses. It's like, oh, you're a coach too. Oh yeah, we're both competitors now. In crypto, the more people that buy into the project, for example, into Toxic Skulls or whatever it may be that I'm hosting, the better it is for everybody else, because we're driving more demand to these projects here, right? Imagine if we had like 10,000 people in our Discord, all legitimate buyers and investors and whales and stuff, and we're talking about different projects. Imagine what happens to those projects, right? Especially if they're legitimate. Imagine what happens to these legitimate projects in crypto when we do mention them. That's what we're going to be doing in here. And so hopefully you guys understand where we're going with this, and hopefully you guys got a lot of information and a lot of knowledge today. All right, guys, cool. Thank you guys so much. I love the chats. I'm seeing all this love on the chat. Thank you guys so much. I hope you guys enjoy this live stream, and I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Go into our Discord. I'm going to be in there all day. I'm going to be telling you guys what I'm doing, what type of trades I'm doing, my thought process on some of these trades, and we'll go from there. All right, guys. Thank you guys so much.